Hey everybody, it's Wanda Baader here from Strategize Your Success, and we welcome you to today's show. We're talking about PR and marketing on a shoestring. And as you can see, we have a full panel, but we are going to be able to have room for you to jump on if you have any questions, or you can always do /Q and type in your questions. And Cynthia, my wonderful co-host, is going to keep an eye out on any new questions that come from our audience. So welcome, welcome. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit about my business, and we're going to go around and have everybody tell about their business. So as I mentioned, I'm Strategize Your Success. I'm an online coach and consultant, online marketing coach and consultant, and I own a boutique marketing agency in Tucson, Arizona. Cynthia.
Hi, everyone. Cynthia Bazin from Smart Chick. I'm a motivational speaker and a mentor. I help people step into their greatness with laser-focused strategies and kick-butt motivation. Dan, you've already talked, but briefly say it again since you're on record.
Dan Goodwin, ourconnectedlives.com, and help those small business owners take their business from startup to stability, especially focusing on networking, relationships, and making those high-level connections. Over to you, Mindy.
I'm Mindy Hart with Essential Foundations for Business, located here in Kansas City with clients from Detroit to Kansas City to the East Coast, West Coast, a little bit of everywhere. And we specialize in helping people look at their infrastructure of their organization and make sure it's compatible with their marketing and public relations strategies. And then we help you with the implementation of those strategies.
Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for being on our panel today. And as I mentioned, we're going to talk about PR and also marketing. But the first question that a lot of people probably have, Mindy, because you're our PR person and also marketing expert today, is what is the difference that you would explain to somebody who's just starting out or maybe been in business for a while but just doesn't quite get, why do I have to have PR and why do I have to have marketing? Aren't they kind of the same?
You know, a lot of people think that they're the same, but in reality, PR is a part of your marketing strategy. I think of PR as something that is reactive, that is reputation management, that is something that is building the relationship and the top of mind experience for the consumer, whereas your other marketing strategies, your promotions, your advertising, your digital platform marketing, those are things that you're doing to enlist engagement. And that's probably the biggest difference. Is one is just keeping you top of mind and literally managing that reputation, making sure that your brand message is solid, whereas the other aspects of marketing are the ones that are going to drive sales for your business.
Okay, great. So, you think that people should do both, obviously.
Yeah, you have to do it all in tandem with each other. A good marketing strategy will have a great PR strategy. PR, one of the simplest ways is PR is something that you generally don't have to pay for, although there are companies out there that will submit you for an award and accolades like that that will actually charge you to submit your company. Oftentimes you can do that yourself to submit yourself for the award, or you have a colleague that will do it for you or a business partner. But PR itself is something that you shouldn't be having to pay a lot for, because when you pay for it, you actually cross over into advertising. And that the messaging for advertising is different than your messaging for public relations.
Very interesting. You know, I know we've got a whole bunch of stuff to go through, Mindy, but if we do have time, maybe towards the end or whenever you want to do it, maybe some different ways that you can do PR, you know what I mean? And some free ways to do it. So whenever you'd like to address that, if we have time, that would be great.
You know, we can actually jump in with that.
Okay,
Great PR strategies is one, you want to become known as the expert in your field. If you're in a nonprofit, you are going to be the go-to person. For example, the shootings that have been happening recently in the schools. The PR rep for the gun manufacturers is now, of course, in full speed ahead. We need to do damage control. That's your reputation management. On the other part of that, the parents groups, the other groups that would say, let's be more proactive on the other end of the spectrum, are also in PR full speed ahead because they want to be reactive to the situation that's out there. So if you're the expert in your area on child abuse or on school violence or whatever your topic is, then you would want to be the one that the media goes to. I think of a gal here in Kansas City who, her name is Sue Ellen Freed, and she is the go-to person for the Today Show, Good Morning America, when there's a bullying issue in schools. She has built that reputation and authored several books on the topic. So she's the first and foremost person that they reach out to, and she's here in the Midwest, not New York or California. So positioning yourself to be the expert allows you to be the one that they contact, because that's always better than you soliciting. Getting press releases out there. There's a number of online resources to submit your press releases to. And then, of course, linking those to your website and through the different social media platforms. Anytime that you can go on local radio, local TV, as well as national, and speak about your subject matter, that's just gold.
I'm thinking of something also, Mindy. I love your perspective on this as far as, okay, for people that, they have an expertise, they are trying to get themselves out there free-wise. What about this service, this help a reporter out, kind of getting yourself out there? What do you feel about that service, if you don't mind saying?
I think building a relationship with your media base, whether it's local or national or regional, is critical. And so I think absolutely, if you can be a resource for the reporters, I think that gives you an edge. Again, you're the expert that they're going to call on. So if you've helped them out a time or two and then something happens, then they will jump in and call you, and then suddenly you're on air with them, or you're the one that's interviewed in the article.
Gotcha. Perfect.
Yeah, we actually have Cynthia and I have a friend in common that used it and was very successful with it and getting a product on national TV, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah,
it's very effective.
Yeah, great.
I apologize.
How about Dan? Dan, have a question?
Well, I don't have a question. I want to give huge props out to Mindy. So whatever market you're in, you need to find someone. You need to find the Mindy in your market. I guess that's what I'm saying. I have a lot of connections here in Kansas City. I've been here forever and a day, almost in all of my adult life. It doesn't matter how many people you know. It does matter the depth of relationships. So I know that Mindy being in radio, and also at her level that she performs at here in Kansas City, there is not very many people we can't reach out and touch should we choose to invest that social capital back into whatever connection we're looking for. However, we are very careful, and when I say, let me say, I am very careful. I don't want to speak for Mindy. I know she is. We're very careful on when we choose to burn that social capital, though, because we want to make sure that we are aligned and that our values are aligned with whoever we're reaching out to, because it really does depend on how and where you get that introduction versus just trying to get it at all costs. People will see right through that. So anyway, now I'll get off my soapbox, but that's what I believe. So,
but Dan, that is so critical, because when you're building those relationships, in fact, someone a few years ago had said, hey, Mindy's just making friends with everybody in media. She must want to be a celebrity. And no, kind of in my business, you kind of have to build those relationships in order to, again, be the expert and be the one that people call on when something happens. And so it comes back to Dan's wheelhouse, which is building those relationships. And certainly every time we meet someone, we're trying to build a relationship. Otherwise, why do we go through the effort of being introduced to them in the first place? So yes, let's please cultivate those professional relationships. And every once in a while, maybe a little bit more often than that, we get the privilege of becoming friends with those people that we are professionally associated with as well. And that's just icing on the cake. But we should always be cultivating those professional relationships and building our brand identity of our company, our business, our platform, our level of expertise, so that we are the go-to person. And that's the beginning of your public relations. And so you might be in an industry that's really conceptually boring to the rest of the world. You know, you might be manufacturing the mechanism that plugs in the gas trucks to the hoses that go into the ground at the gas stations. That might be your business. However, if you employ a really cultivated quality PR firm, if there's ever an accident at a gas station with something, then your company could be represented by that PR company to handle why we want to have specific types of those mechanisms that we use. So we want to make sure that if we're not the one that should be out there as the face of our business in the midst of a crisis, that we have a PR company that is very adept and aware of our products and services to do that for us.
Right.
Mm. And that kind of goes into our next thought. We're already kind of talking about it, but doesn't it also, and I'm kind of throwing it out there, I think kind of both ways, Mindy, because I do believe you can do your own PR, but I think there's times that you should hire a PR firm and marketing firm. Doesn't it kind of up-level your credibility sometimes if you do have someone talking on behalf of you at times? Like, when
Absolutely.
should you hire a PR firm? You know what I mean?
When the time to hire a PR firm, or at least have a great relationship with one, is before you need it, obviously. Mm-hmm. Advertising, and this is where it gets a little murky. A lot of marketing companies and PR companies dabble a little bit on the advertising and media buying side, and a little bit on the infomercial development side. They're kind of dabbling in all aspects. And there's some companies out there that are very adept at handling all of those, and some not so much. So the time to build those relationships, whether you hire them or not, is before you need them. When you need them, and let's say there is something that's a crisis that's going on somewhere in the country, and they call you and say, hey, we want to interview you. One of the things that I do is go out with my client when they're being interviewed to make sure that we've prepped them with all the right questions and what their answers should be, to make sure that they keep themselves out of legal hot water, or at least represent their company to the best of their ability. Mm-hmm. Some people are great on camera or in interview situations, and some are not. So your PR company helps you with your reputation management to make sure that you're presenting your company the way that you want the community to see you, and keep that branding message very solid. Mm-hmm. It's really easy sometimes to open your mouth, insert foot, and then wish you hadn't done it.
None of us have ever done that.
See, this is why I love Mindy, because she's there to give me that cut sign. Okay, shut up, Mindy.
And it kind of reminds me of politics, because good politicians always have great PR people, right?
Absolutely. On the other hand, it can be counterproductive, because sometimes if you get a PR rep out there that is speaking on your behalf, they don't have the intimate knowledge of your products and services to be able to handle some of the questions. So sometimes it's the prep of the business owner to function as their own spokesperson that is more important. So being a PR rep doesn't mean that you get in front of the camera, or that you get to be the one interviewed. Oftentimes and almost always, it should be behind the scenes, making sure that you have great photographs taken of them doing some philanthropic work or at an interview, making sure that their public image is protected, and not only protected, but promoted.
Mm-hmm.
Or at a 2-hour photo shoot, right, Mindy?
Make sure that the tie is right and that the stripes go the right direction.
Between Mindy and my wife last week at a photo shoot, I felt like I was just, anyway, I felt like a rock star is what I felt like. So
I was going to say, awesome. Like GQ, right?
Woo-hoo! Yeah. Anyway, guys, I
want to throw it out there. I want to ask people out in the audience, there's a lot of people out there, have you ever used a PR firm? Is it something that you've thought of? If you have, Let's see. Question. Oh, so today celebrate. Wanted to know, and Help a Reporter Out was on my mind because I do subscribe to them and I have contributed a few times to them. But can you expand on Help a Reporter, please? How do you go about doing this? Mindy, do you want to address that, or it's just a website that you subscribe to? Basically, Help a Reporter Out. It's HARO. Basically HARO, and there's a website that basically you can subscribe for free, or there is a paid version, but basically check it out. It may work for you, it may not. There's all different types of categories. I subscribe to the free version, and you get a couple updates per day and stuff like that, so you can kind of see the subjects that the reporters and magazines and that sort of thing are putting out there. Hope that helps.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to jump in, we can have Dan bow out for a while. If anybody wants to jump in and ask a question.
I've got to run, so you guys are going to do great. I can't wait to watch the replay. Okay, guys, thanks, guys. Thanks,
always great having you on.
Thanks, Dan. Thank you. All right, and we've got Tony Iverson asking, what's the percentage to spend between PR and marketing, Mindy?
Ooh, that's a great question. PR, I want you to spend as little as possible. Usually that's going to be spent on your marketing company that you're going to be working with. Your marketing, which is your advertising, promotions, and digital, that's very subjective to the business. A lot of times people try to pin you down to 2%, 5%, 10%. There's no magic number. It's what works for your business. And depending on your business would determine what platforms you would use. Traditional advertising mechanisms would be appropriate, or digital, or a combination. I talk a lot about even your promotional items. So many times people spend tons and tons of money on pens and little tchotchkes like that no one ever really pays attention to. I want something that people are going to keep and that they're going to touch every day. So, for example, how many of us spend oodles of time in the car driving around for our businesses? There you go. Most of us.
Yeah.
So the best little tchotchke promotional item that you can give away is an elongated car charger. The little adapter you plug into your port that has your company logo on it, because we're going to touch that thing several times a day to plug in our phone. And every time we do, we're going to see the logo of that company.
I love that idea.
Yeah, that's a great one.
So depending on your market, depends on what promotional items you would use and how much money you're going to spend on that. You could spend a lot of money on those and have better results than spending the same amount of money on pens, depending on your company.
Great point. How many pens I've left behind actually before this blab. I'm like, where's my pen? I can't find my pen.
Exactly.
But my car charger is always there.
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that. Let's see. We've got another thing from Tony here. Why is it not good to have a separate PR firm and marketing firm?
In my experience, you want a company that is integrated and able to understand your brand positioning. And your PR really is the propellant of your brand position. And your marketing side of that is the execution of your brand position and gathering the sales. So having them be together is you're not duplicating your money that you're spending. So a PR company that understands your brand positioning, your products and your services, and understands where you're going with your overall marketing strategy is worth its weight in gold. And then they are ready to step in. If we think back and we go all the way back to the Tylenol issue, and do you remember the cyanide poisonings?
Hello. Yes. Big thing. Big deal.
Talk about a PR nightmare for a company. And so the PR company was employed to make sure that the brand position was upheld. So when they went to pull all of the product off of every shelf in the United States against the board of directors' bottom line edicts, that was a risky thing for Tylenol to have done.
Right.
However, in doing so, they protected the brand, they protected the reputation of the brand by saying, we care about our customers so much that we will not let one bottle be on the shelf anywhere in this country.
Right.
And so understanding that process and being intimate with your marketing strategies and your brand position keeps you out of trouble.
Right. That was so risky, but so smart. And I remember the industry, just all different, so many changes were made as a result of that crisis that occurred with all the different bottles having safety, right? Safety things over it.
Well,
so they were good. That was a smart thing.
That brand decision by the CEO of Tylenol at that point actually was brilliant, because he went to the research and development department and said, we have a problem. We need to make our consumers feel safe. Getting in the mind of your consumer is paramount to the success of your business. And he knew that no one was ever going to feel safe about buying Tylenol, let alone any other medicine ever again, if they didn't do something. So when they developed that tamper-resistant packaging and they patented it, not only was that a great brand decision, it was a great business decision. Why was it a great business decision? Does anybody know?
Wanda, do you have?
No, tell us, please.
Okay, it was a great business decision because of the patent. Anybody that went to use tamper-resistant packaging from that point forward had to pay Tylenol for the ability to use their patent on tamper-resistant packaging.
Are you kidding me?
They have made
That's why
brilliant.
Tell us.
That's brilliant.
So a good marketing and PR company is going to have reputation management, is going to understand the mind of your consumer. One of my great colleagues here in Kansas City, Grant Gooding, he describes it like this. It's the attitudinal data. We can always collect data on what people did. It's much harder to collect the data on the front end about what they want to do. And if we can figure out what they want to do, then we can make bank as well. What Tylenol did is they figured out what people wanted, which is they wanted to feel safe again. And then they figured out how to make it happen. And if you've got a good PR and marketing company, they're going to help you figure out how to build that brand position to do just that.
Right.
Okay, I'm just going to give a shout out to Cherie Valentine. Yes, we want you to join us.
Please.
That's what
Am I sure? Yes. We love different perspectives. We love different people coming on in. Oh my gosh, Cherie, of course, you're a rock star.
There she is.
Is it very cold by you?
Oh my gosh, is it snowing?
I'm freezing. I'm in New Hampshire.
Let's give her some love. Let's warm her up.
Yeah, really. There you go. There you go. And for anybody else who's joining us here, it's like if the prompts are to say that you like what you're hearing, if somebody's saying something that you find interesting, this way we kind of know we're going in the right direction with the conversation, and these things are always evolving. So please join in.
Okay.
All right. So, Cherie, what do you think of the conversation? Tony's asking some great questions, but would like to actually, Cherie, introduce yourself, please. And what are you thinking of the conversation? And do you have any thoughts, questions for Mindy?
Well, yeah, I'm Cherie Valentine. Thanks for having me come on. I think this is fascinating. I just the difference between marketing and PR. You know, I don't think many of us, even myself included, truly get that. So I'm finding this really fascinating and so helpful.
Great. I'm glad you're on, Cherie.
So since you've gotten this information today, Cherie, it's like, how are you going to do things differently? Has it given you some new ideas?
Oh, sure.
You're in the hot seat, girl.
I'm
like, why did I do
more and better, clearer ideas. It's, oh my goodness, like, what am I actually going to implement, you know, and really put into the plan. But the whole PR, I think that's a place that sometimes I don't quite take advantage of. And there are so many free opportunities to really get our message and our things out there. So I'm going to be definitely more intentional about, you know, doing that.
One of the things that I suggest people is to do just what you said, be intentional, but be deliberate. Specifically look and put together a 12-month PR plan as part of your marketing strategy. We talk about, we have a huge holiday season, or maybe we have a huge summer season, depending on our industry. And so we plan our marketing efforts around them for advertising and promotions, things like that. But what would happen if we took the same deliberate steps to do that for a PR? And build the relationships with even the online PR companies where you're putting out your press releases. If they see you coming up with great press releases, and all press releases are not created equal. If you think about the average newscaster or reporter, they get probably anywhere between 500 and 1,000 press releases a week.
Wow.
It can be overwhelming because we have easier access to be able to do that now. We can type them out and we can email them in, or even do them on their websites nowadays very easily. So they're getting inundated. So the value of the relationship with the person in media, whether it's print, radio, TV, or other, is invaluable because they're more likely to open it if they know you or know of you.
I'm just going to lighten up the broadcast for a moment. Someone just said that you're on a bumpy road, Mindy. Your camera's like, she's driving while she's actually doing this.
I'm going to try that. I'm holding it because I'm on my iPhone instead of the computer because of technology issues. So I will try that. I'm so sorry.
It's just too funny. I love the comments in the stream. Keeps it all light.
I have a question for you, Mindy. So
it's the caffeine.
The blabs that we're doing, would you consider like this PR, being on a blab and sharing your expertise and, getting it out to Twitter and bringing in a whole new audience that we wouldn't otherwise have an opportunity? Would you consider this to be PR?
I would, because you are positioning yourself as the expert in your field. And when you join the conversation, believe me, people are paying attention to the questions that you're asking, as well as the expertise that you're giving and the comments in the comment section. So it's part of your brand identity. I have an issue with the term brand. I really do. It's your public identity. It's your public persona. And you have a public persona for yourself. And then you have one for your company, and then you have one for each product line that you do. I mean, certainly I just had my drink in my hand that somebody noticed my product placement. So what we want to do is protect that public identity. And so yes, that's your brand if you want to go in those terms, but I really prefer to use your public identity because you want to be known as the expert in whatever your industry is. And then your company, you want to be the company that's on the cutting edge of that industry or that product or service.
Okay, Mindy, a couple things. First of all, what is your website information for people to contact you? There's people asking where they can find you. Maybe we can put that into the chat stream. I will certainly do that for you if you'd like.
Please do. It's essentialfoundationsforbusiness.com.
essentialfoundationsforbusiness.com. Okay, awesome. I'll put that in there. And then let's see what else there is. And then RD Sales Training, thank you so much for the comment question. I'm sure you've already went through this, but about press releases and how to get attention and more interviews. How can you get more interviews?
So I'm going to ask the question and then I'm going to answer it. Are you looking for local, regional, or national interviews, and on what platform? I'll jump in and answer building relationship. This is where Deanna and I work so well in tandem with each other. It's all about building relationship. If you can build a relationship with your local media, whether it's TV, radio, print, or other, we've got this whole digital platform today. If we can build those relationships and those press releases come across their desk, across their email, then they're going to open it up because they're going to be interested in what you have to say. So it is about relationship building and the quality of the relationship. And if that's not you, if you're not the right person to make that relationship, then you want to make sure that your PR company or marketing company that you're engaging to help you has those solid relationships with the local media. The same is true for regional and national. if I even need something today on a national level for marketing and there's a company that I collaborate here in the city.
Oh no!
Come back! Come back!
She'll come back. You know.
It's kind of like that State Farm commercial where the woman says, tells the rattlesnake story, and then all of a sudden she goes poof and disappears.
I'm on the edge of my seat waiting for her to come back now. You know, Cherie, you're used to it too, right? Technology issues, it always happens.
Yeah, you just right.
We are in beta, everybody. We are in a beta platform here, so.
Absolutely. You know, just go with it.
We're getting some great feedback and questions, and let's see, she will come back. All right.
While we're waiting, though, why don't you ladies, are pretty amazing at getting your at PR, at marketing, at promoting yourselves and everyone else that you love, oh, by the way. So why don't you share, some from your perspective?
Well, it's like I do online marketing. That's my area of expertise. So anything from social media to website development, and a lot of the things that Mindy has talked about, that's what we specialize in. But I always tell people, if you're going to do one thing right in your business, have a good website, because that's the thing that's going to represent you out there to everybody else. And I can tell you, if somebody's looking for an expert as far as like getting an interview or trying to find someone to be like on a lab, they're going to look at your blog, they're going to look at your website, and they're going to see, what do you do? It's like, how do you go about doing it, and how do you represent yourself out in the world? And with that, Cynthia, you're next.
All right. I'm trying to multitask and listen. Getting some information in the chat stream. Everybody, if you want to know about PR and marketing on a shoestring, why don't you tell a little bird and tell all your followers, because this is great conversation. And my gosh, I got some great information that, everybody scroll through the stream on the replay too. There's some great comments. Thank you so much. P. Van Vuren. In regards to PR and marketing, is that Cherie, and Wanda, is that I do subscribe to Help a Reporter Out, and that has been effective for me. I have been quoted on a couple things. So definitely, I wouldn't pay for the paid version. Okay. I would just do the free subscription and check it out and just get the emails and kind of get a feel. And Cherie, definitely, because for your business, because you're so unique, you might find some really cool inquiries on some stuff. So everyone, Help a Reporter Out is something for PR wise that I've used. Have not done my own PR releases, but I need to do one regarding a recent thing that happened for me. So I need to get that done. In regards to marketing, I'm always looking for different ways to do it. I do have some great relationships with marketing firms, and we kind of help each other out in our services. So it's definitely important to align yourself with great marketing people, to include Wanda Baader of Strategize Your Success. So very important. But you know what? Life is a journey, and our businesses are a journey, right, Cherie and Wanda? So
for sure,
we need to keep on top of things, because there's always new stuff coming on. So it's,
marketing trends are crazy these days. Everything moves so fast.
But, I agree with Mindy that she's like trying to come back in and she's like almost there. I feel it. But I do believe, and I'll address this RD sales training. I'll try to find the website so I can post it in the stream for you. Basically, if you're looking to get your name out there in magazines and news publications, someone told me about Help a Reporter Out. Basically, if you Google that, you can find the website. If you want to try to get into newspapers for quotes, if you want to maybe get an article in a certain thing, there's a website out there that basically reporters subscribe to, asking questions out to the world, general inquiries, business inquiries, fitness inquiries, all types of stuff. You subscribe to the different types of topics that you want to take a look at, and every day, I think there's a couple different options. They will send an email of all the inquiries that they're looking for. So you know what? You may get a chance to get into a news article or a magazine. Again, I've gotten some quotes onto some online stuff. I don't look at it every single day because it gets overwhelming at times, but it's one of those things that it's definitely worth subscribing to and taking a look at. All right. So Mindy's having some challenges. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have to say, Cynthia, that for some reason we have lost our square. You know how you usually always
it's gone.
the square
Yep.
has disappeared today.
Well, I can certainly try to bow out for a few minutes and go in the chat stream and see if Mindy can come back in.
No. I'll get out because this is your show, love.
It can be your show now.
No. I'll get out and I'll come back in if you want me to come back in later in this room. But this is your show. But thank you.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Love you, String. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
You're so cute.
Okay.
I hope we don't lose this seat.
Oh, yay. I see Mindy now. All right. Now that Mindy's rejoining us, our open seat has come back. So, Cherie, if you want to come back on, you're more than welcome to, or if anybody else would like to take the open seat.
Yeah, RD Sales Trading, if you want to jump in, come on in and say hello. You've been adding some great stuff, or anybody else that would like to. Yeah, perfect. Hi there. Yay.
Hello.
And Mindy, you're back.
I am.
Yeah.
Mindy, where were you? We missed you.
I was
That's so sad.
lost in the internet world.
Well, welcome. You know what, Melanie, since you just joined in on the live seat, please introduce yourself before we move on.
Okay, so hi. Well, thank you for letting me hop on. My name is Melanie. I am a sales trainer. So I teach people relationship-based selling, and I teach them how to connect, how to sell, where it's not icky. It's not tons of workbooks. It's fun. I use disciplines like improv and comedy and neuroscience and neurology. And I see one of my students is here. Mike Richardson just walked in. And I've been hosting some blabs and trying to give selling just people a different perspective on what it is to sell, because so many people, especially here on Blab, are like, it's icky and it's aggressive and it's pushy and it's yucky and I don't know how to do it. So to give them an understanding that we're providing what everybody needs, right? And let's do it in such a way so that you feel good about it, I feel good about it, everybody's better off, and let's have a great time doing it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Melanie, for joining in. And, you know, Mindy, I'm sure you've seen some icky marketing and PR out there, right?
I have. And, you know, I love the fact that you're doing, Melanie, this relationship-based sales training, because people like to do business, and we've heard it 1,000 times, with people they know, like, and trust. And whether you are meeting someone at, you know, a place of business, car sales, whatever, for the first time, their reputation precedes them, and your marketing tells them everything that they need to know about what that interaction is going to be like. And then your sales force has to deliver whatever that messaging is. There's nothing worse.
Right, exactly.
You know, let's be honest. Every insurance agent out there on the planet says that they have the best customer service. Am I right?
Right.
And how many of them actually do?
A lot of them stink.
A lot of them are awful. And even ones that I know and love. I mean, as human beings, they're great, but we have to put our brand message out there in such a way that we set up the expectations for the consumer correctly. And then Melanie, on the sales end of it, she's teaching people how to meet those expectations. Mm-hmm. And so when I talk about marketing and brand position, I'm really looking at organizational infrastructure all the way out until the consumer experience, because that's where the proof of everything that you have done up until that point actually comes to fruition. Mm-hmm. If the sales staff can't meet the expectations that the marketing department put out there in the advertising and marketing platforms, then we have a much larger problem, and the company cannot survive that. There's a great quote, PR is not the solution for poor performing products. You can't tell anybody how great a product is or a service is that isn't performing well. Right. The product and the service has to perform well, and then your PR is what basically becomes the cheerleader for what you've already done.
A megaphone, right?
It is a megaphone. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Well, I've got a question for you, Mindy, that's because we said we were going to talk about Shoestring marketing and PR today. What would be, what would be a healthy budget in your mind for something like that for somebody who is just kind of starting out in business?
So My pet peeve in the world is trying to explain to people how much money that they should spend on marketing, because it's very subjective. It depends on your industry, what area of the country that you're in. It depends on what your reputation already is, what your brand position is. The better your brand position is, the less money you can spend. So it's not something that you can put into a percentage. What the experts will tell you, my friend Tim Burt, who is coined the commercial professor, spend as much money as you can.
Right.
So
no.
for the person starting out, then you're essentially telling them, how much can you spend at this point in time. Doesn't mean how much you'll be able to spend in the future, obviously, but if you spend X amount of money now, then the idea is to be able to expand on your business, and then obviously be able to get more clients, and then you can expand on your budget later on. And I think we've lost her again.
No, right? I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay. Oh, good. At least we've got you audio-wise.
So weird.
Your Wi-Fi must be weak because it says poor internet signal on your square.
Yeah, it's like we see your still photo, we just don't see your live photo right now.
I'm sorry, you guys.
Nope. We're getting such great information and such great interaction in the chat.
That's a yes from Wanda. Okay, that's good. So it's really spending what you can and maximizing it. So I wouldn't be telling people to go buy billboards or pay $2,000 to get an accolade in a magazine if that's all the money that they have to spend for the year. So it's really looking at what you want to accomplish, what are your goals and objectives, and then let's make sure that we're not wasting your money. Tim Burt and I do a collaborative on, it's called Money Making Marketing, and his segment of that is called Stop Wasting Money on Ineffective and Forgettable Advertising. Because most companies are doing just that. There's nothing memorable about most of the commercials out there. And we could talk all day long about advertising and some of the flaws within the advertising industry that make it so that you're actually costing your business money instead of making money.
Yay, you're back. Awesome. That could be a whole separate blab. I mean, honestly, how many people get suckered into marketing that you really can't see the return on investment? And so, I mean, I agree with you, Mindy, is that, if you have a certain amount of budget, you just have to do it smart. Just don't spend it on the first thing, you know what I mean, that you see, because you're desperate to get out there. That's why I think it's important to have a marketing firm on your side sometimes. If you don't know, they're going to help you get that laser focus on where you should put your efforts.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Right. Perfect.
Melanie, do you have any other questions in regards to that?
Well, I'm just, I'm so interested in all of the different things that you all offer about, there are some people, well, they'll do something and it'll go viral, right? And then everybody knows about them. And then there are people who spend a lot of money advertising and it doesn't work. And I know there's got to be some sort of balance to be able to work with that and have a small business owner like me, right, be able to get myself out there. And one of the reasons that I came on the Blab with you is that I noticed Mindy, first of all, you're all brilliant, but Mindy works with nonprofits, and that's a niche that I'm going after because people in nonprofits can't sell. They're the most wonderful people, and they're kind and compassionate and good-hearted, but they can't ask for the money. And that's selling. And so I've been working with nonprofits here in Phoenix, and I'm getting that kind of rolling to be able to help them, right? Because it's just a big elephant in the room. You have a donor and you have the representative, and the donor's trying to donate and the representative doesn't want to ask, right? So it's just awkward. So anyway, so I came on because Mindy obviously handles that, and hopefully we can hook up at some point.
That'd be great. That's great. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So
and be able to assist. But, I just wanted to hear everything that you have to say, because PR to me is such a big, murky, fuzzy, out there type of industry. And so thank you for letting me hop on, because I'm learning something already. That helpareporter.com. Hello. That's awesome. Thank you for that.
Very cool. Just be prepared. Like someone said, I don't know if it was yourself, Melanie, that you will get inundated by emails.
Wow.
Put them in a special place. And when you have a chance, either just delete them or read them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, just try it and see what you think. I mean, it's been effective for our friend Ianthe, who owns a candle company that basically she ended up getting onto the Today Show, and she just has exploded. And it really all started because of that.
Wow.
You know, PR thing that she did. She started getting some coverage based on some things that she did with that. So it's just, you know what, I think the most, you know, for me, and I'm not a marketing expert, I just know my own business and what has worked for me. And that for the marketing piece for my business, which is 99% online, is that it's really about developing relationships with different business owners, people that believe in me, getting friends. You know what I mean? Is that if you're just putting yourself in a magazine, advertising and getting yourself out there alone, you know what, you're going to stay alone for a long time. It has really been the relationships that I've built, the personal and the professional ones, that has really gotten my business out there. It's taken time, but years later, people are coming back to me, you know, and saying, hey, listen, I've got a recommendation. I want to refer you. So it's really about relationship building. And I know Mindy and Wanda and Dan, who was on here before, totally believe in that also. So
And,
well, awesome.
I'm in Tucson, so we've got to connect because I go up to Phoenix and I do networking things up there. So I'd love to meet you in person. And
I'd love to. I'm following you right now.
Awesome.
And I'm going to hop off. And this has been worth twice the price of admission.
Yay! So nice.
Yay.
And I followed Mindy, and I'm going to follow Cynthia. Cynthia, you go by Cynthia?
Yeah, Cynthia. Yes. Awesome.
Okay,
I followed you already. I look forward to keeping connected. Great to meet you.
Yes, perfect. Take care, you guys. I'll be watching.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. And if anybody else would like to join in the hot seat, please, that's why we're here, is to help you out with your business. We've got a great room of people here that can help you out. So if you have a question related to PR or marketing or both, now's the time to get some free advice.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
We can, and we can see you as well.
Oh, good. So I want to take a second, if you don't mind me, kind of going down a little rabbit hole. A lot of times when we go talk to PR and marketing agencies, advertising agencies, if you will, they'll counsel you to buy by the numbers. And I want to talk to you about what those numbers mean. We've all heard of Nielsen ratings. The Nielsen is now owned by Arbitron, or the other way around. I'm not sure who bought who, but they're together in bed now. Arbitron is what they used for radio, and I've got those numbers off the top of my head. In the Kansas City metropolitan area, 10 counties, it's about 3.2 million people. And to measure radio listening in Kansas City, there's 682 meters that measure the radio listening. Just 682. That's like 0.0013 something percentage of the population that is the sample size. So when they say that 10,000 people listen to a particular radio show in the morning drive, they really don't know what that hard, fast number is. Now, digitally, we know how many people we've known that we've had 55 viewers of this blab today.
Uh-oh.
And that there's 18 people.
Is she frozen on you as well?
Yes.
There you go.
But there you go. No, you just came back.
Yeah.
You know, this is always a sign to me that we need to like kind of tie things together and wrap things up. But
yeah, I know Shan tried to join in, and Shan, sorry, thank you for your efforts in trying to join in. We saw that, but unfortunately we couldn't get you connected either. So, but go ahead, Cynthia. I know that you've got to get going. You've got something to go on it too. And we usually try to keep this to no more than an hour, even though I love the way the conversation's going. And if people want to stay on, I'll be willing to stay on and try to multitask it as well.
Yeah, Shan, there's a way for people to join in. If there's somebody else, to come on in. Yeah, I can stay for a few more moments, but I just want to thank everybody for joining in. This was an absolutely awesome, blab. Mindy Hart just is amazing as far as what she does and providing value, and Wanda Baader of Strategize Your Success. And I'll stay on for a few more moments, but with love, everybody that's in the chat stream, we're all about providing value and connecting with quality people. So be sure to follow us on Twitter. Wanda's at Strategize Coach, and I'm at The Smart Chick that you can see above. Definitely let us know that you're on the Blab today. Connect with us on Twitter and we'll follow you back. So I hope that this was really helpful for you. Reimagine Web said I would hop on, but this is not my niche. You know what? I'm just learning and growing. I'm a motivational speaker and a mentor. So, the thing of marketing is definitely a learning and growing thing for me too. So appreciate everybody coming on. And I think Mindy's Twitter handle is also what it's on the screen there, Mindy Hart KC. So please, definitely follow us on Twitter here on Blab, and let us know that you watched the Blab today, and definitely look at the replay and check out all the great questions, the websites that were on there. It was awesome. So Mindy, cool. I'm glad you're back. I'm going to be stepping out in a few moments and just, what is your website again for people so that they can connect with you?
It's essentialfoundationsforbusiness.com. Sorry about the technology issues, you guys.
It's all about the beta.
Yeah, and plus we're just happy that you have a smartphone, because when the desktop doesn't work, the smartphone comes in handy, doesn't it? And I know that this doesn't work the best on cell phones, but it's going pretty good, I think.
And, Mindy, just a great point for someone, for people are looking to connect with you on your website and stuff like that, is that they were looking for your website on your profile. So that would be something that would be awesome to add to your profile, is your website right on your Blab profile, so people can go right to it. A couple people had mentioned that in the stream, so that would be awesome, so people can join in with you. Okay, I am going to be hopping out, ladies. I've got to go. But Mindy, I want to thank you so much for the valuable information. I'll be sharing this out on social media for the replay.
Well, thank you, Cynthia. We appreciate you being on the call today. And I see that we lost Mindy again, so maybe we should go ahead and wrap it up anyway.
Let's wrap. I say wrap it up. I think probably a good point. Tim Gillette just joined in, who's definitely an awesome guy. But we've been on for an hour. So, Tim, I hope you catch the replay on this, and enjoyed talking with you today. I'm looking forward to some future stuff. Go ahead, Wanda.
I was going to say, and in closing, we're here every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, bringing you topics that are going to help you out in your business. Everything from marketing, today was marketing and PR, to mindsets. I mean, we have a whole bunch of fun topics that we talk about that relate to you and your business on a daily basis. So we hope that you come back and join us at 1 p.m. next Monday. BST.
All right. Hey, and if we could do one thing before we get off the record, is that there's a hashtag, and it's all about PR and marketing, is that Tim Gillette is starting a very cool thing. Thank you for being in my life today. Now, if I can remember those words, actually, I'm going to have Rocker Life Coach put it in there, is that it's all about providing value to others. And just because he's very supportive of Wanda and I, and we're going to be doing some stuff, put that hashtag in there. Rocker Life Coach, if you could. There you go. Basically, thank you for being in my life today, and we want to thank everyone for coming onto this Blab. So thanks, Wanda, for letting me do that. It's a great hashtag to get out there.
Yeah, and I've been following his Periscopes, and I really have been enjoying it since you actually turned me on to him, and I hope that he stays connected with us, because I'd love to have him on our Blab.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome. Talked with him today, Wanda. He's definitely a great person to have on one of our Blabs. So awesome. Thank you all. Mindy,
bye, everybody. We'll see you next week.